What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of the TinkerTribe podcast. I'm your host, Greg Dowd, and it's been a little while since I've been on here and just done a solo podcast, but we rolling with it tonight. So, welcome to the show. If you're checking it out for the first time, what I like to do on here is to share some of the things that I've been working on and some of the tools that I can present that may be able to help you become more self-reliant and basically weather the storm of whatever may come your way in the future. And tonight I have, I have been going on a personal fitness journey, and I don't know if I have shared that entirely on the channel on the podcast yet. So I wanted to take tonight to talk to you guys a little bit about that and what I've been doing in that realm. And some things that have been helping me along the way, and some of the challenges I've faced, and some of the things that I've learned so far in sticking to and staying consistent with doing daily workouts and posting them to social media and doing all that. So that's going to be the main focus for tonight's show is talking about some of that stuff and letting you guys know about my efforts in that realm. So to share the story, basically after coming back from the Self-Reliance Festival that was back in October, October the 15th, that I was kind of, I guess, pushed and encouraged by John over at SOE Tactical, or challenged, I guess you would say. You would say kind of issued me a challenge to get something started with my life in as far as like defeating the negative mindset, the kind of like, kind of like the negative thoughts you may get, and pushing yourself to achieve something more. And challenge kind of issued the challenge on starting something and getting something going, and focusing, starting with focusing on getting my physical body in order. And that set me on starting to document all of the workouts that I'm doing and post them on social media so that can stay accountable. And I created a social media all under the name of Take the Ride 23. And there's, I guess, a significance maybe to that name because I was put on the spot to kind of come up with a name there. The significance of that name in particular, kind of, when I was younger, I was reading and interested in Hunter S. Thompson and the way that he wrote about things and the way he did his writings and experience and shared those experiences in his writings and all that kind of stuff. And I always thought that was an interesting quote of his. I believe he quoted something about, when you buy the ticket, you take the ride. And And so, that's kind of, I guess that's kind of where the inspiration for that name comes from. However, going to learn more about Hunter S. Thompson and some of his connections with, when he was talking about things like adrenochrome and things like that, it was, dubious, kind of a dubious character. And I am a fan of watching the Grand Theft World podcast with Richard Grove, and they covered some of that recently on their podcast, and so him as a character and being involved with the more dubious, nefarious stuff. Not so big of a fan on that aspect of who he is, and but I guess at the time in my life where I thought that was cool, it was just the aspect of going on an adventure, that more the kind of the adventure aspect, and then the whole being in altered states and doing some of those things. Whereas I totally have learned now that going down that road is a very destructive thing, and that there were times in my life that there was some abuse of those types of substances, and mainly mine was drinking and alcohol, and that I never found any solutions going down that road, only more misery and more suffering. And so I just wanted to put that out there. That yeah, kind of my life. I had always been kind of a straight laced kind of person growing up and throughout high school and things like that. And then I guess in a maybe a part of a rebellion towards that, kind of went in a different direction, and it kind of brings you back. It kind of brought me back to where I want to live a clean life, and doing all that stuff, really led me nowhere positive. So now, I'm doing this whole fitness journey and documenting it all and putting it out there, and seeing the struggles that I'm going through, and just talking about how I'm feeling on a daily basis. Doing these workouts and staying consistent, and just changing my physical body, but also it's been doing a lot to change my mentality as well. It has been changing, how I think about things as well. And so I just wanted to share some of that tonight, and talk to you guys about some of the revelations I've come to just so far on doing the workouts and staying consistent and doing all that. So a big thing. So let's maybe start off with some of the positive stuff, the benefits that I've noticed just so far. This is today. I'm on day 37 of this, and doing all the workouts and doing that on a daily basis, and putting that out there. That some of the things that have been happening with my body has been that I am now able to wear clothes that I haven't been able to wear, that were sitting in my closet before I let myself go and gained a bunch of weight. Was able to fit into those for the first time. I've basically went from a size, like I could wear like like 46s, 48s, and now after doing all this stuff for so 48 was probably where I was the heaviest, and then I lost some weight from there just by changing my diet and cutting out the carbs and sugar for the most part, and I got myself down to about 280. I was at my heaviest, probably around 320 pounds, is when I got super overweight and crazy, and I'm still overweight, way overweight. Um, uh, but but I got myself down to about 280 pounds or so just by doing the diet, not really doing much exercise. I have a physical job, so just going to work, and sometimes I'm hauling plaster upstairs and coming up and down the stairs, but the physical activity didn't go very too much beyond that, other than doing certain projects that were physical uh, on the weekends and doing that kind of thing. So anyway, that got me to around 280 pounds, and I guess I was wearing mostly like size 46. Maybe I could get into a 44 size pants, or around that weight right there, probably around 280. And since starting doing all these daily workouts and staying consistent and doing a one meal a day diet, I have been able to lose a solid 20 pounds so far. So, um, so basically, that is currently where my weight right now is around 260 pounds. So that's currently where I'm at in as far as those results. But overall, in general, I just feel like I have extra energy, and I'm not so worn out by the end of the day. I'm more I have that excess energy to do more things at the end of the day, and I have been noticing that when I'm waking up in the morning, that I feel pretty refreshed, and that I can do more physical things. So I'm not as tired. I'm not like needing. I don't feel like I need as much of the sleep when my alarm goes off in the morning. I'm feeling more like ready to go. There are certain days where I am drained, and I feel like I need some more time to recover, and so this past Sunday was one of those days where I think I know where it came from, because I basically got off of my sleep schedule. I had stayed up pretty late on Saturday night, which I haven't been doing in a while, and that led into the next day, and I kind of overslept, and then just was feeling lethargic a lot through the day, and that I was kind of worn down. So that's ups and downs, a lot of days, but generally I feel like I have more energy, and I kind of got sick in between all of that happening. Probably the last couple of weeks, I've been dealing with some kind of a chest cold, or I've had this bad cough, and part of that is that I still smoke, and I smoke these Black and Mild cigars, and I haven't been able to give that up yet. But It's one of my vices that I'm still kind of holding on to, that I really need to get rid of, because I think I would be able to push myself harder with some of the workouts and the things that I'm doing if I had that extra capacity and I wasn't smoking. And I know a lot of people have told me to quit. A lot of my family, they all want me to quit and everything. And it's something that I need to work on. And I did have these. They're called Fume. It's a basically it's like a wooden hollow, like uh, just a little smoke, not like quitting smoking aid, basically. And they have like these cores in them that have different essential oils in them that I was able to quit for like 6 months. Last time I made the decision to quit smoking. And then it was like getting around to the holidays, and then got a cigar. And then after I had that cigar, I was like, I kind of like smoking, and I'm like getting back into it. So it's a tough one to kick. I haven't got to kick that yet, but that definitely helped me when I was able to quit the last time. Um, so that's something that I need to do, and that is something that is still I've still been doing. So anyway, that I feel like I prolonged this whatever I had in my lungs, some kind of infection or something like that, and it was like bronchitis that was lingering for a little while. And so I've had a cough. It's still kind of here and there, but I was doing different things for that, like elderberry syrup. That we've grown elderberries, and my dad made this elderberry syrup with the elderberries we grew. And I took that. It's like a shot. It was like a kind of a cough syrup. It was I think a concoction of like the elderberries and some honey, and I think maybe some lemon juice or something. And so I was taking some of that, and it was helping with more of the bad coughs. And then one of my friends gave me a tincture with elderberry made with like brandy and the elderberries. So I was taking some of that. And every now and then, now I'll still have a little bit of a cough that I'm dealing with, but a lot better than it was, and it's pretty much gone now. So I was dealing with that a little bit. That was kind of discouraging for me for a little while, but I'm over that now. And so I got out there today and was feeling a lot of energy, and we have been moving our offices from where I work, and was able to do that workout and then get back over to moving a bunch of stuff again, a lot of heavy stuff, and moving it to the new offices. And I was feeling great. I was feeling like I had plenty of energy and all that today. So one of the things that I kind of realized, like, maybe I need to be replacing some of my electrolytes. I've been drinking a lot of water, but I wasn't necessarily replacing my electrolytes from sweating and doing all that physical activity. So my buddy of mine got me, recommended me this stuff right here. It's it's don't have any affiliation with this company or anything, but I tried it. It's called BioTrust, and it's like citric acid, sodium chloride, stevia, leaf extract, some natural flavored fruit vegetable juice, a case of gum, potassium citrate, vitamin B3, potassium sorbate, vitamin B6, and vitamin B12 in this thing. And so it's basically like you can buy a bunch of this stuff, and you can buy like a year's worth of this stuff, and it's like a concentrated kind of a Gatorade hydration. So so it's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes and B vitamins. So I started taking this the past couple days, and just so that I could, kind of replace some of those electrolytes. You can, you could also get like some Himalayan salt, I guess, or some like sea salt or something. You put in some water and mix it up. But I've liked this so far, and I'm gonna continue to do it. And I think my buddy convinced me. He gave me a couple to try out, and I think I'm going to be stocking up on some of this stuff so that I can add it to some filtered water that I have, and make sure that I'm replacing the electrolytes because I think that might be one of the reasons why. Well, there's my cough. It might be one of the reasons why I haven't been able to recover as much, because like I said, I have been drinking a lot of water, but maybe not replacing the electrolytes. So that's one new thing that I've learned is, you gotta replace those electrolytes too. Like, you can drink plenty of water, but you probably need to replace some of the salts that you're losing as well. So, another thing that I've used this for a long time, and like, as soon as I learned about the importance of magnesium in your health, I started to investigate that, and ended up finding this company. This company, they make a magnesium oil, and it's Ancient Minerals magnesium oil. And the thing I learned primarily about magnesium is that your body uses magnesium in response to being stressed. And we're all stressed throughout our day. We're being bombarded by noises. We're being bombarded by images, by driving, by, just being out in the world and doing, your normal day-to-day things. We're all experiencing different levels of stress doing those things. And so your body is using that magnesium, and, a lot of people, yeah, they might take like a pain pill or something like that. If you have like restless leg, or you get a lot of headaches, cramping, like muscle cramps, things like that, those are all signs that you are depleted of magnesium. And so, with the workouts, and to help me recover from the workouts, I've been applying this magnesium oil, and it's in the form of magnesium chloride, I believe. And I've shared this with several folks and folks in my family, and let people try it out, and it really helps, especially like for people that have arthritis and things like that, because I believe the interaction of magnesium helps to dissolve calcification. And so it's really good for that. My mom has she has like fibromyalgia and osteoporosis, and she has a lot of joint pain and things like that. And I've made a believer. She's become a believer in this stuff because she uses it a lot now, and it really helps. It really helps her out. So yeah, I also put this on my muscles after I do the workouts daily, and I believe that's helped me recover a lot and be able to keep going on the daily workouts and push myself harder in the workouts is using the magnesium oil as a recovery tool as well. And then the I guess the final thing that I've been doing on this and something that is kind of I guess a kind of a revelation, but I was watching some videos, especially from this Dr. Berg on YouTube, on the benefits of doing the intermittent fasting and doing the one meal a day plan, or the one meal a day diet basically. And in that he talks about a lot of the benefits of doing that. It's like your body, since it's not so focused on having to digest food, it can do other repair things on a cellular level, and then also it can help you burn fat and tell your body to burn its stored fat. So so I was learning a little bit about that and getting into some of his videos on the benefits of doing a one meal a day uh, plan, and then just learning myself with my body. Like, I really have, once you get used to doing that, it's like you become more adapted to it, and I really am not hungry during those times. Like, I hadn't eaten breakfast in a while, probably. Typically during the work week, I have never eaten breakfast because I'm just not hungry in the morning, and so I just started to, I guess, listen to my body more on that. And once I started to just cut out the lunches, I have noticed that now it's like a regular thing. I'm not even hungry during the lunchtime. And then by the time I get home, I am hungry. But I'm noticing that, like, I'm just eating in this basically you're eating in like a 1 hour window, and you're attempting to do that before like 7 p.m. And then when you're in the nighttime, he was talking, Dr. Berg was talking about you go into more of the I guess the parasympathetic mode in your body, where it's more about rest and digestion. And so you're more your body is like winding down basically. So that's like the prime time for you to have a meal is toward the end of the day, because some of the things that he was talking about was that as human beings, we developed this way so that you go out and you hunt, and then at the end of the day, you all partake in the meal, whatever you were able to go hunt that day. So it's more adapted to the way humans have existed on the planet for a long time, and in eating this way. So I found that really interesting, and I do have the link to that video that I'm gonna share with you guys. That I found that information on, that I'm going to dig up here for you. But just from doing it for basically when I started the workouts, I started this diet of doing the one meal a day thing, And I had heard about doing the one meal a day from another friend of mine that had been doing it for a while, and he wasn't a big person whatsoever, and he lost, like, I don't know, like, he didn't have a whole lot to lose, but I think he lost like 20 pounds just doing the one meal a day thing, and he's always been really active, but doesn't, I guess, like, with their diet, they kind of don't really think about a lot of the things they're eating. And so with him, he said that once he started to do this, that he lost quite a bit of weight himself. And so so anyway, I had that in the back of my mind, and then I just started to look into this, and then I have been noticing that I haven't really been hungry during lunchtime for the most part anyway. And so basically I've gained a lot of time, and during that time I'm focusing on doing these workouts during my lunch break at work. And so it's freed up a lot of my time. I would say you save money because you're not having to buy all these other
So I wanted to create
and then you're also, performing more fat burning, and there's just a lot of benefits to doing this. So I can't recommend it enough. It's been working for me, and I think that of course I am no medical professional or any such thing, and so do your own research. Look into it if you're looking to get some fitness going for yourself and you're looking to do some self-improvement. But from my experience and what I've done so far on these 37 days of sticking to the exercises and also sticking to this way of eating, is I've noticed a lot of good things, a lot of positive things out of it, and haven't noticed like decrease in energy or anything like that. If anything, it's been the opposite. So I think it's a very beneficial thing, and wanted to share that with you guys. That Dr. Eric Berg, he's got a really fantastic YouTube channel. If you guys go check him out, he has a lot of good health information on his channel, and can be a good resource if you're looking into improving your health as well. So I wanted to throw that out there for you guys. Now I wanted to shift gears a bit with you guys, and let me see. Actually, let's see if I can pull this up. Yeah, this is Dr. Berg's video, 23 benefits of intermittent fasting and one meal a day. So that's the video. If you want to go check it out, it's let's see. It's actually about a 5-minute video, so I'll play just a section of this for you guys so that you can listen to it for yourself. But let's get into some of the benefits of doing one meal a day here. And I'll play this for a little bit.
When you're only eating one meal a day, you'll probably save at least $600 a month just on that alone. It's going to save a lot of time, so you can do other things that are productive. Most people spend a lot of time eating, preparing for food. It takes a lot of work. Number 3, improving digestion. You're going to give your gallbladder a chance to rest, the stomach, the pancreas, the large bowel. Especially if you have irritable bowel syndrome, it'll actually help you heal that. It improves the immune system. Also, it puts your body into something called autophagy, which is the recycling of junk proteins and damaged protein particles and recycles it into new tissue, but it also recycles viruses, fungus, mold, candida, which also is going to help your immune system right there. So it's kind of an immune strengthening activity. You're going to live longer, which is a good thing. You're going to be a lot less hungry. You would think by not eating, you're going to be starving all the time, but not when you fully adapt to fat burning. Your hunger is going to go away. No more cravings. It's going to make it really easy to do this, but of course it takes a while to get into this keto state. But when you're fully there, you're not going to crave anymore. Better skin. Because of the autophagy and the anti-aging effects, your skin is going to be a lot smoother and younger. Increased energy, tons of physical energy. Number 11, increased mood. If you're depressed, you have anxiety, you have to realize that comes from a blood sugar problem. And when that's handled, your mood's going to come way up. You're going to feel much better. Number 12, increased cognitive function. This is great for dementia, improving your memory, focus, concentration, all that will improve. 13, decrease inflammatory conditions, whether you have bursitis, tendinitis, arthritis, that's going to go away because the blood sugar issues will cause inflammatory. Number 13, decrease inflammatory conditions, whether you have bursitis, tendinitis, arthritis, or even rheumatoid arthritis, this is great for that. Decrease blood pressure, okay? What causes blood pressure is high insulin.
So lots of cool health benefits of adapting to doing this type of fasting, intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day. And Dr. Berg on his page here has some really good information on all that. While I'm here, there have been some folks that I have been listening to for motivation along this road that I've been going down with doing the self-improvement and doing the daily workouts. And one of these guys is this doctor, or this Andrew Huberman, that I've learned from.
Welcome to the Huberman Lab podcast.
I learned about from John Willis was telling me about this guy, and so I started listening to some of his podcasts, and he's like coming at it from like the academic and the research papers on a lot of stuff about health and brain function and the effects of different substances on your body and just a lot of kind of things about wellness. And he's been really fascinating to listen to. I think I was listening to some of his things on basically how much when you exercise, like what's the appropriate amount of like doing exercise. And he was talking about like sprinting is a really effective thing, and then like different periods of doing intense activity. And he was talking about like even if you stretched your workout into like the hours, you're still getting similar effects like if you were to do a shorter time period, but you increase the intensity and then the amount of rest or recovery you took between the exercises. So I was listening to some of that, and then the type of exercises I have been doing have all been dealing with just body weight calisthenics, because I do travel sometimes, and basically I going to the gym and going and getting going out and doing all the weights and everything, like I did that for a long time. I used to play football, and I did the weights in the gym. And I guess like if I would have known about doing the 1 meal a day thing back then, I probably would have got really lean. But just remember, in football, I was lifting really heavy and doing all that stuff, and just like bulked up. It got like a crazy bulked up, and still had a lot of fat. And so maybe I think about that, and I'm like, man, I don't really want to become this like big burly fat guy. I want to be, I don't want to, you're like this jack dude, but you're still like this huge guy. You could still have a lot of fat on you. And so maybe I think about that, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to focus on the body weight exercises. And I also had some good results doing the interval training in the past. And so when I was thinking about getting this started, and I was just kind of like, well, what do I need to do? I like don't really know what I'm doing. And so I just started watching some of these videos on um, high intensity interval training, and some things that I could do during my lunch break, and just thinking about like how can I make this simpler for me so that I can get going and get something started. And the calisthenic workouts, and doing the body weight workouts is like what I came across, and what I was familiar with in the past. But just thinking about the practicality of it, not needing any of the weights and having to buy equipment and maybe a gym membership. Calisthenics is something you can do anywhere. Be at a park, just some ground that you're around. If you have somewhere that's just a piece of ground, you could do it in a parking lot. You could do it, in your hotel room, or you could do it, traveling, just going through a park or something like that. Just being outside and being in the woods somewhere. Basically anywhere you could do calisthenics. And so that's just another kind of a practicality for what I'm doing, and that anybody can do this. Like you don't need to have that all the fancy equipment and all that kind of stuff to get started. You can just start doing these body weight exercises wherever you are, and just start moving, and just start doing something every day, and also watching what you eat. And I think like the big thing is just staying away from the carbs and the sugars, like the bread and sugary things. And I've been and alcohol I would say. So watching some of these videos when they're talking about alcohol, some of the ones that I was watching, it like really impedes your ability to burn fat. And so that's one of the things that you kind of have to get rid of is the drinking is what can really help you burn fat. So just cutting those things out, like the drinks, the sugar, any of the sugar, like and I haven't been perfect with that, because I have added like some sauces to my meals, like mayonnaise for some meals, and this like Kroger brand sriracha hot sauce that I've been putting on some things. And then like if I am eating some form of carb, it's been in the form of like a tortilla to make a wrap. So there have been some carbs in there, but just no bread. I haven't eaten any of the bread. I guess the closest thing would be the tortillas that I've eaten. And then just no sugar. Just like there's always these temptations, like at work. The last week somebody brought in donuts on a Friday, and for me, like donuts, you say the word donut, and like I'm a huge fan of donuts, so I really do enjoy those. So saying no to some of those things and some of the desserts, like special occasions for some people, like birthdays and things like that. I've had to say no to the sugary desserts and things. So fortunately, I've never really had a whole big sweet tooth. Like I've generally been able to like avoid eating a lot of sugary stuff. But donuts, I am pretty weak when it comes to donuts. But I've been able to avoid those so far. So somebody else I have been following and listening a lot to for motivation. I've been listening to this guy Wes Watson, and um, and his channel here is the GP Penitentiary Life Wes Watson here on YouTube, and he's been really motivating for me because I think it's because he's so real with all the things that he's saying. He's sharing all of his highs and his lows, and that his story of being in prison for a long time, and then coming out and understanding. I guess he came to this understanding that what his purpose was to build the man that he would admires and then give him away to other people. And so yeah, I really dig what he's saying there, and he's really in your face. But one of the things that from his videos that he talked about that stuck in my head was that love is not lies. And a lot of the times that we lie to ourselves to just say that we're just to make excuses for not doing the things to take care of our physical body. And a lot of the changes that can come when you focus on building yourself in the physical body can translate into your attitude toward a lot of things, and just your once you start to feel better about who you are with your physical self, that translates out to all the other people you interact with, and people notice that with your presence, and it can affect a lot more than just what you're seeing on as in your outward appearance with your physical body, but that also affects your mind too, because just for me personally, just walking around as this big old fat dude, it's like, feeling crappy that my body looks like this, and I've got this huge gut, and I've got like these man titties, and that, you just am just not happy. Like I wouldn't be happy to take my shirt off around people at the pool or going to the beach or whatever, and being embarrassed. And he talks about like, it's painful to live your life like that, and to know that you're not living up to your full potential, and that you're going to feel pain either way. So why not focus on doing the work to improve yourself and reaping the reward of that outcome in that hard work? Because you're going to suffer the other way as well by feeling that pain of being so out of shape and not able to have the energy to do things, and just being embarrassed by the way you look and how that carries with you from day to day and things like that. So yeah, I've been listening to him quite a bit in the motivation that he puts out. And then there's another guy that I've been following and listening to on a daily on the daily for motivation, and I've been catching a lot of his talks and things like that. His name is Andy Frisella, and so um, so when I got to talk to John, he, when we were sitting down and talking, that he talked about what your frequency is, what you frequently see, and so the stuff that you're putting in your mind and that you're thinking about has a big effect on your thoughts overall, and how you are dealing with things in life. And so, listening to positive people, listening to business owners and entrepreneurs and folks that you want to emulate, and you want to get to where they're at, and you want to push yourself to get to where they're at. Like, you bring that information in and start focusing on that information, instead of like going down and blackpilling yourself on things. Like, focus on when we're focused on that uplifting thing, there's like two spirals. There's like the upward spiral, and then there's the downward spiral, and at any moment we can choose to do one or the other. And not to say that you're not ever gonna like be negative or be stressed or anything like that, but the one that you choose to focus on and what you choose to pursue will dictate the other things in your life, and how you're going to either push yourself or just give yourself excuses, I think. So anyway, those are some guys that I've been following for motivation and to help me out. Shout out to one of the Tims I met at the Self-Reliance Festival sent me this message about this Andy Frisella guy, and he has been helping to kind of checking in with me every now and then, and keeping up with my story and the videos, and just what I'm getting accomplished, and then sending me some inspirational stuff here and there. So Tim, if you're out there, you might catch this later, man. I appreciate that a lot, and you doing that for me and checking in, because that's pretty cool that you do that. So, and I really appreciate it. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I've been up to recently, and gonna wrap this one up. One of the other things that I ran across today, this was another great interview. This was a good interview that Nicole and John had on Evan Dixon today on their channels. So I wanted to share this with you guys, because this was a really good
sitting
live
behind
stream that I checked out today. And Evan does this Radio Made Easy, where he teaches courses on like radio skills for communications, and he programs radios for you, because he noticed that there were a lot of folks in the community that they want to use ham radio, but may not necessarily like want to get their ham license, but want to be able to communicate with each other, and maybe bought radios but didn't take the time to sit down and learn how to program them. So he developed that. But at the end of the show, when I was listening to this, that they pitched that they're going to do this interesting thing and film this interesting thing called the Homestead Apprentice. So So that was pretty cool. Basically, the premise of this Homestead Apprentice is going to be that it's going to be like the show The Apprentice, where like John's going to be like the guy that says like you're fired or whatever, but they're going to put it into learning these homesteading skills, and the guys that sign up and do this are going to be kind of like put through the ringer on some things, and then at the end there'll be some prizes for the guy that ultimately makes it, or I don't know exactly how they're gonna run it, but probably similar to how they did on that show The Apprentice. But they said that like anybody that might be interested in this, there is this homesteadapprentice.com that you can go to, and they're looking for people to apply to do this and participate in this competition. So any of the listeners that might be out there that might be interested in taking up that challenge and getting involved with this, that there's, from what they're talking about, some interesting they might be doing some interesting prizes toward the end of it if you can make it through the challenge of it. So I figured I'd end the podcast tonight sharing that with you fine folks that might be listening out there. And so yeah, let me tell you guys, or let me show you guys my other YouTube channel. It is called Take the Ride 23. So you guys can see what I got going on there. Take the Ride 23. A little bit of the explanation behind the name of the channel, but yeah, if you guys want to follow along with what I'm doing there, the YouTube channel, Take the Ride, you can look it up as Take the Ride 23. And I've got all the other social media stuff set up for that. So I've got that with the same handle on Instagram and on TikTok and also on Twitter. So I've got that out to all those different social media platforms, and that is where you can follow along with that, with the self improvement and the fitness journey that I'm doing there, if you're interested in that. And then I kind of I feel myself doing these workouts, and then at the end I break down the exercises that I did, and then get into how I was feeling that day, and maybe some of the things that are on my mind at the end of the video. And so yeah, if you'd like to follow along with that, you go check out that as my other channel there. And so yeah, guys, that's the podcast for tonight. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the things that the journey that I'm going on there. Talk a little bit about some of the things I'm learning with the fitness journey so far. Appreciate you guys. And if you got some value out of this, subscribe, share it with somebody that might be looking to go on their fitness journey. And maybe there's some things in here, if you found these valuable, to share with somebody else that could be helped by the information. So yeah, give me a like, maybe drop me a comment on anything. Maybe you've got some tips. Maybe there's some exercises that I could be doing that might be helpful to me. Maybe you got some ideas about that kind of stuff, that if you want to leave me a comment and let me know. And with that being said, guys, I am going to call it a night. Appreciate all y'all for stopping in and checking out the podcast. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys